There's a growing contingent of people on the right who claim that their main issue is the First Amendment of the U.S. Constitution. So in other words, they care most about free speech, free expression, a free press. It's what they cloak themselves in on a daily basis. So being that that's the case, this should piss them off. Montana GOP official: I would have shot reporter assaulted by John Forte. So what they're referring to is there was a representative who, the day before the election, body slammed a reporter, assaulted a reporter. The reporter asked him a question he didn't like. He said, "You're too close," and then he assaulted him. He body slammed him, he broke his glasses, and he punched him. And then he proceeded to chastise him. It was so bad, it went to court, and he pled guilty to assault, to misdemeanor assault. Of course, since he's a powerful guy, they gave him, some bullshit community service, and he didn't, spend time in prison. But guilty of misdemeanor assault. And somebody saying, no, I would have gone further. So Karen Marshall is the vice president of programs for the Gallatin County Republican Women, and she told Voices of Montana Radio, quote, "If that kid had done to me what he did to Greg, I would have shot him. That kid came on private property, came into a private building, and went into a very private room that I would not even have gone into," Marshall said. "It was a setup, a complete setup. He just pushed a little too hard." Excuse you? That room was full of reporters. It wasn't like you have these roaming bands of vicious reporters who are armed. Like, I will storm the residence of Greg John Forte and force him to answer a question when he's having alone time and downtime with his family. No. This was an event where there were a bunch of reporters, and he was asking him a question that Greg didn't like and found uncomfortable, so he assaulted him. So even the facts that she's laying out here are completely and utterly misleading, if not outright lies. He came on a private property, a private building, very private room. You're speaking a lot about private for somebody who's running to be a public official. This is a politician, a representative of the people, a representative of the public. And when somebody dares to ask him a question from the media, not only are you defending the body slam, you're saying, I would have shot the guy. Oh, for fuck's sake, man. For fuck's sake. Well, there you have it. So these are Republicans who, and remember, I just told you, the far right, many free speech, free expression. Okay, here you go. The exact opposite of that. A Republican official saying, if a reporter asks a question that's a little too difficult that I don't like, maybe murdering them is the right way to go. Maybe shooting them. So you believe in free speech, free expression, and a free press until you don't, until they ask you something that's inconvenient, in which case now you believe in outright 100% fascist dictatorship and tyranny where there's no civil rights, no civil liberties, and no constitution.